For the record, I want to be clear. Everything you desire, you inherently deserve. Hello, hello, beautiful. I'm so glad that you are back with me here in YouTube Lit Factor land. I know that just like me, you have huge dreams. I know you have deep, deep, deep heart desires, so many tangible and intangible goals. And I am here to help you actualize all of it. I am here to help you have in your lived experience, in your physical world, nothing less than everything you've ever dreamt of. Everything you desire, you inherently deserve. Everything you desire, desires you right back. And in order to achieve and experience all of these beautiful things that are already yours because you are connecting to them, imagining them, calling them in, there is one really, really essential daily habit that I want to talk about today. And this habit, essentially the habit that's going to allow you to achieve and experience everything you desire in your physical world, is the habit of cultivating awareness, right? Really understanding the importance of awareness, strengthening your ability to notice. It is a muscle, it is a practice. Every single thing that I bring you in our relationship together, every single thing that any space in human growth, potential, healing, expansion brings you, they are practices. They are not one and dones. There are no destinations involved. We are building muscles. We are formulating new skills, and we are doing it through practice and building your self-awareness, cultivating a new depth of noticing is what I'm talking about. Okay. So when we notice, there's a few components here. The first one being it has to be non-judgmental. Okay. It can't be that you start to notice and then you're like, see, you suck, or you're an asshole, or you're so dumb, or why'd you do that? It can't be judgmental observation because quite frankly, you'll shut your whole system down and you'll block yourself from achieving any of the things you want. And I also know that that flies in the face of one of the largest, most collective disempowering beliefs we have about pushing ourselves hard and, shaming ourselves a little and making sure we're whipping ourselves. It's like, absolutely not. We'll talk more about that later, but just know right now that when you're cultivating noticing, it must be done through the lens of non-judgment, okay? When you start to notice, it becomes the key, the gateway, the most essential thing that you practice daily so that you can have everything you desire, right? You cannot change what you do not notice. Please jot that down. I cannot change what I do not notice. And I also I would be remiss to not say this. You also have to be willing to notice. You can talk to your body, to yourself, and say, it is safe for me to notice these things. You're not going to notice and make yourself wrong. You're simply noticing non-judgmentally, and you have to be willing to notice. Because we do such a phenomenal job of doing so many things to not notice, like buffering and avoiding and hiding and pushing through and staying disconnected from, right? All in an effort to block us from our awareness, to block us from our ability to notice. And when I'm sitting here telling you through me being proof of transformation 117 times and all of my gorgeous clients and powerhouses also being proof of transformation, is this non-judgmental self-observation. This noticing practice is key. Okay? Okay. So we want to be able to notice, and in noticing, you're supporting the raising of your consciousness. Added bonus. One of our massive goals here for me, for you, for our world at large, is to raise our conscious awareness. And when we start to notice, we start to become the non-judgmental observer of ourselves, it is a natural byproduct of building the noticing muscle to become the non-judgmental self-observer, thus raising our conscious awareness. So what kind of things am I talking about noticing? When you notice, you are going to notice what you aren't doing that you said you were going to do. Noticing when you are picking up slack from your team, even though you committed to being the CEO and staying in your lane. Noticing when you roll your eyes at a coworker from judgment. Noticing when you recoil from your partner a little bit when they touch your hand. Noticing that you flipped out on your kids because they're marching to the beat of their own drum and you're taking it personally and making it about you. Notice that you keep rescheduling the same date with a friend because the truth is you don't really want to spend time with them or be in their energy. These are real client examples and some of mine of what happens when you start to notice. Noticing is a gift. And when you notice, you can change. And that's the whole point. You don't get to generate new next level results in your lived experience and stay the same. I say that with a big, huge smile because I love you and I'm here to tell you the truth. In order to experience different, you must become different. The healing process in and of itself that we all get to experience requires us to be different and change. Growth, expansion, ascension, more impact, more wealth, more holistic success. All of that yummy stuff requires you to change. And noticing is the beginning of your ability to change. So what do we do to start to notice? How do we start to become the non-judgmental observer? I've got you. We are always going to give you the how behind the hype. It's one of the things that myself and the Lit Factor are known for. We will inspire you, motivate you, awaken you, light a fire under your ass, hold space, love you unconditionally, all of those things. And we will always give you how to practice what we're speaking to you about, because information without application is useless. Agreed? Like, hello, we have Google. If information was what it took, everybody would be where they'd want to be. Okay. So what I'm going to do to kind of deepen this and then wrap us up is I actually am going to read a little excerpt from my book, Worthy Human, because you are the problem and the solution. Yes, you are. And when you embrace your inherent worthiness, you're able to own the fact that you're the problem and solution. And dare I say, it actually feels fun. So I'm going to read you from choice number 3. Inside the book, we didn't do chapters. I chose to do choices because every single thing in your lived experience is a choice. Are you ready to wake up and become your own observer? No problem can be solved with the same level of consciousness that created it. That was Einstein, not me. Okay. When you choose to raise your consciousness, you literally wake up to who you are and find out what has been getting in your own way. If you are someone who has thought to yourself or said repetitively, I just need to get out of my own way. I just need to get out of my own way. God, I just wish I could get out of my own way. I promise you this is the beginning of something really fucking awesome. Okay? Becoming your own observer. The more you raise your consciousness, the easier it becomes to be your own observer. When I first started my personal growth journey, I would walk around with 2 versions of myself. Stay with me. As I walked, I would imagine a hologram version of myself walking beside me, watching me, observing me, and offering feedback on what she saw. Hologram Tracy would say, "Whoa, was that a judgment?" when she heard my internal dialogue respond to someone or something I had seen. She would ask, "Did you mean to order extra fries with that?" when she knew I was having a bad day and turning to food for comfort. She would question me when I was feeling frustrated. "Why did you snap at your husband? He was only trying to help." And she would remind me, "I think it's time to pause and consider why you're doing what you're doing and consider what's going on inside of you." She helped to remind me that in order to raise my consciousness, I needed to observe myself all the time. She also helped me to see when I was honoring myself. Yeah, nice work on being relaxed with your kids when they're arguing. You calm that situation like a pro. Hologram Tracy helps me to see the behaviors that I need to keep as well as the behaviors that I need and want to change. She helps me be in awareness of myself and honest with myself. You can borrow her or create your own version, whatever feels best for you. So here's my invitation to you. 2 things. Number 1, go get the book if you don't already have it. It is phenomenal, and not just because I wrote it. Go to Amazon. I think there's like 90-something 5-star reviews. There is an audio version that I read, so you'll love it because it is, my words, my voice in your ears. It's like me lovingly screaming at you for 6.5 hours. Or grab the paperback. When I buy books, I am a paperback fan because I like to bend and highlight and do all that jazz. But grab the book because number 1, it will change the game for you for all the things that are in the book. But specifically to this topic, you will dive into to choice number 3. That's what I was attempting to show you. to choice number 3 and really take this whole self-observation, hologram noticing, muscle building stuff to the next level, and invite your own hologram along. So even, from now for the next 24 hours, 48 hours, really commit. You get to commit, you get to decide. No one can crawl up you and do your healing, growth, and expansion work for you. Trust me, if it was possible, I'd have figured it out and I'd have done it for my clients by now. So really show up for yourself and say, okay, I am going to notice, I'm going to build this muscle. I'm going to pretend there's a hologram version of me, and I'm going to pay attention to what he, she, or they see and what they can start to help me notice. Because when we notice, we take what was unseen, we take like what was behind us, that we were unaware of, and we bring it here to eye level. And once you start to notice, once you start to see what you didn't see before, you can make new choices. Right? Also, in some instances, the noticing alone becomes curative. Awareness itself is curative. So I'm really pumped. Definitely share this video out. Drop a comment, like and subscribe, so that we can continue to hang out and when anything new gets dropped and comes your way. And thanks for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it. Mwah! Bye.